make a cigarette here and then we'll get going. So, first off, welcome to Newbie Farm. This is, I think, the finished version for FS17. Now, I think I need to say that it's done. I've made some changes, which we will look at. Not many changes, but some. But the purpose of this video isn't to showcase the FS19 version of the map, but just to say thank you to a bunch of people who, without their help, this map might not be in the state that it's in right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be. I'd still probably be on version 2, and they deserve recognition for their part in this map. And of course, for those who are also currently playing this map. So, while we get to it, before we start the shout-outs, tree has gone. Those of you who've seen the previous video will know that there was a tree here that I said you would need to cut down to be able to get into here with the dolly trailer. Oh, well, you wouldn't need to cut it down, but you'd probably want to, because it'd be kind of difficult. And that mountain has been lowered and trees brought up, just to take away from all of these grey mountains all over the place. So, first off, I want to thank a good friend and person who has helped test this since he started playing back in FS17. Can't go up there. He found it and we got to know each other, and I would just ship him new versions and he tested them and found issues that I hadn't seen, found workarounds for things I had set up, and constantly kept me thinking and on the ball as into how to make the map more challenging. So Fredo, that one's definitely for you. Big thank you, and a lot of appreciation for your dedication and hard work and dedication. The other person I need to thank, or the two people I need to thank also, and hopefully we don't have a cow disappear into the ground, but we'll keep the camera in that angle just in case, because there's a lot of cows coming from over there, is the two people who I had originally made the map first to play on back in FS11. Kevin, the Blue Bear, as you all know him, and the other one who you do not know but will have seen credited. Well, there's actually there's two, but the Carla and the other person is Cheryl. I have to thank all three of them for helping test the map throughout the years, since, like I said, FS11 up until the present day. They've helped, and it's been a lot of fun and interesting modifications made to the map throughout those times, with those 3 plus Fredo's inputs. The other people I need to thank are Rambo and those guys for throwing it up on their server and testing it out server wise. That helped out a lot, enabled me to fix bugs that I hadn't seen because it'd never been thrown up on a server, and it got me to understand how well this map would work under them circumstances. The next group of people are the Monkey Show. BP, Farmer Dad, Moondog, Drako, Zig, Dan, Jasper, so many people. Obviously Fredo's part of the Monkey Show. Kevin the Blue Bear. If I miss your name, shout at me in the comments, because names I always forget. But I have to thank the Monkey Show, because this map was thrown up on their server. They picked it for a map to play, and although I wasn't around for a lot of them, it was fun when I was there, and hopefully they all had fun on the map. And it also gave me a bit more insight into things that I needed to, or wanted to change. Also need to thank BP for choosing it to be a map that he wants to do a playthrough on. Reefy for choosing it to be a map that he wants to do the 24-day challenge on, and Moondog, Drako and Zig for a map that they do their playthrough on the server, on their own server. All of these guys helped a lot in this map, and it's been a lot of fun getting feedback from everybody, and it's been fun messing with Fredo, trying to make the map harder and making him have to think, and then seeing him completely annihilate everything that I'd done to make it harder. And yeah, it's interesting to see Reefy doing his challenge on here. You know that Newbie Farm was always made to be a hard map, and to then add to it with the seasons and a 24-day challenge under specific conditions, you know, clearly I haven't made the map hard enough, but BP for obviously picking it for his map, and showcasing some of the mods on there, or not so much showcasing them, but in a sense it is showcasing them, but for choosing some mods like the gearbox mod, more realistic, throwing a bunch of mods in and making it more difficult for himself, but also equally more fun. Zig, Drako and Moondog for throwing us up on their server and choosing it for their map, and for pointing out some particular things that I know they won't like this version for, which, if you have watched the previous video, will be aware of. If you haven't watched that video, I'll probably point that out at some point during the video. The video won't be that long. It's like 3:20 in the morning. I've just got off GTA, and I've been wanting to do this pretty much all day and won't get a chance tomorrow, so I'll do it now. I think that's everything, but yeah, definitely big thanks to everyone I've mentioned and anyone I've missed. I'm sorry, and but please put your names in the comments, and or give a shout at me in the comments, and I'll add your names to the description. There will also be links to BP and Fredo's, BP's, Reefy's and Moondog, Drako and Zig's playthroughs below. So with all of that done, we will get to everything else. I don't know if I did point this out, but this I think I did actually, but the barn's now straight because of the dirt texture, or dirt where you clean the animals, the grass dirt area has to be straight, and the barn wasn't straight, so it went underneath the cow trough. As I pointed out before, that silo's been moved further back. There, as I said not long ago, that mountain's gone and trees have been put there just to open it up a little bit more. To me, it makes it look a lot better than what it was. So we'll jump into the tractor. I could have just pressed tab, couldn't I? Would have been so much easier. And we don't want that on. Now I've got the hiccups, wonderful. I don't know why I'm trying to use the wheel, because I tried to do this, start this a few minutes ago and couldn't, because I had my wheel plugged in. I'd reset everything, and my wheel was causing the camera to spin on the spot. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll have to look into it, because it feels kind of weird playing this with no wheel. So we're going to drive down to the village, because that's where another change has happened. The hedges a bit further just around this corner have been moved out a little bit further, just to give a bit more space for getting the bigger combines around here. And I have driven down here in the starting combine with the header on, and easy to get through all of this and across the bridge without crashing, unless you're Moondog and likes to wash your tractors, or Carla, who also does the same. And I didn't add the field up. I haven't done the PDA, so if you see any changes, anything weird on the PDA, take no notice of them. The PDA hasn't been updated yet, but that will be done. I decided not to remove this road from here in the end. Too much work for something that would be so little, or offer nothing, wouldn't offer nothing to the map. You know, I have already seen one change I need to make, and it's right here. This fence, how it zigs out, that needs to be fixed, and I'll get to that soon enough. But across this bridge there used to be all poplar trees that was over here, and I decided, not sure why the tractor bounced up there, but anyway, I decided to get rid of them. Believe it or not, there was actually 200 poplar trees on this island alone. There is now, what was it, 56 trees, in conjunction of birch and the oak trees. There's no poplars or spruce, pine trees up here whatsoever. This is the way that you'd come to theoretically leave if you was coming with a big trailer. You'd come along here and then turn down this way. Just for those who are wondering what the other route was to leave. But yeah, there might end up being a couple more trees added over there. A couple by, I'm not meaning like 100 more trees, but you never know with me. And I'm by no means a tree hugger. I just add the trees for decorative reasons and to annoy people at times. And we'll come to the point again as to why I'm thanking Drako, Zig and Moondog for their showing me their tricks of driving through the bush and neglecting the going through the village. Not happening anymore, like I said before. I'm thinking about putting a cemetery in here, and and a fence around the church, or hedges, something, just to break that up. And we'll just take a slow casual drive around here. I'm on season 4, I believe, maybe season 5 in my own playthrough on this map. Obviously I haven't been doing any videos for it because well, when I've got nothing to do I basically fast forward the time, because well, forestry doesn't interest me, and I did start doing a video on it the other night, and ended up doing forestry and completely showcasing how good I'm not at doing it. So I decided no, I won't do that. And originally I wanted to play the map without doing any forestry, just the general farming and caring of animals, and forestry breaks all of that because of the amount of money you can make from it. And I was at the stage where I needed to consider purchasing another grass field, which I did in the end. Excuse me 1 second. Coughing, I hadn't even lit my cigarette. I had bought field 24. Which needs fixing. I think it still needs fixing because the price on this version is at 23,000. So I will be adjusting that to be in line with the rest of the fields, because I'd reduced the multiplier, and I do know I've got to fix this dirt texture here. That will be done. When I mean finished, I mean it's finished as in I'm not going to be making any big modifications. The final modifications will be to textures basically, and that's it. The mapping itself is finished. It's just the final touch-ups, bits of grass that might be missing in certain areas, or grass that shouldn't be there, things like that. Was contemplating on adding a hedge going all the way down around this part of the road, but because I was obviously going to put another field over the back there, and it might happen in FS19, but it will not be happening in this version for FS19. And I guess we'll go over by the harbour, may as well. Obviously all the hedges are now collidable. This bridge will be perhaps one thing that does change before it's released in FS19, because I'm not that keen on it, and I've got another map I need to get back into working on, because I had it planned for release before FS19 came out, and so I need to get back to working on that. So I need to stop playing GTA 5 and Civilization 5 and get back to that. In fact, I didn't show that, did I? Because originally here was the entrance into the mill, and I decided to change that and have the road a bit further around here. So now you come up this way, which instead of being a steep hill, a sudden incline, it's more gradual. It's still steep, but more of a gradual climb. But it brings you up into the mill and the sell point for bales if you want to sell them. Obviously I don't, because I just stockpile them for the animals. I'm starting to see why BP doesn't sell bales now. I'm at the stage where I'm starting to need more bales than I can produce. Grass bales and hay, hence the reason I had to buy another field. I had no choice. I've got, what was it, 62 cows, something like that. I'm having, I think it's 3 or 4 per season. I think it's 3 cows per season I'm having, actually. And I've got 62 cows, I'm pretty sure it's 62, maybe 60, 64. It's an even number anyway, in the 60s, but and in the low end of the 60s. But it's been a lot of fun making this map, working on this map, throwing the map into the editor just to change one thing and then spending several hours in there changing a bunch of other things as well. And I'll probably do the same in FS19 at some point. There's some grass I've got to fix. I knew there was somewhere I had grass that I needed to sort out. And a bit more back there. But I do need to work on this other map as well. And to be honest, I started the other map to get me out of working on this map, more grass here. So all of this area I need to look at. That's good. Something to go back into the editor for and spend a few hours in doing in doing so. The one thing that, wow, I missed a bunch of grass out back here. The one thing that made this map the way it is a lot of it was thanks to Fredo. And I obviously have to shout out to Bert as well, because it was his idea to put trees in the mountains, although his idea wasn't what when he was explaining it to me, his idea was all over the back, and which we'll drive through and show you the area that Bert worked on, because Bert spent a lot of time and even started adjusting his hours to be to coincide with my hours, so that he could tell me changes and things that he'd done. We can't get back this way anymore, can we? Well, we can just drive through the forest and out that way, I guess. This is not one of Bert's areas, this is one of mine, and this is what Bert wasn't hinting at, but I thought he was, so I went along and done these, and then when I saw what Bert had actually planned, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's what you meant. But I still like these areas. And it's amazing, you can spend all day talking on Discord and everything. As soon as you turn the mic on, you start coughing, sneezing, whatever. I hope you can get this way. Pretty sure you can. Yeah, you can. Whoa, somewhere to fix. Awesome. So this is into Bert's area. The road off to the left that we're coming, or dirt track that goes off into the left, is not one of Bert's areas. That was one of mine. All of this though is Bert's, and Bert did an amazing job back here. He sculptured all of the mountains that was all around this side of the map, and it was a big area they had to work in and make the space that he wanted for the for all of this to fit in. So amazing work, and very appreciative of all of that. You know, like I said, he adjusted his hours to coincide with mine, just so that we could talk on Skype back in the day. And some of this was purposely made bumpy to give it more of a rough feeling of being in a mountain. And this was another part of Bert's area. I don't think that was meant to be as bumpy as that though. There was a few small little things that Bert wanted me to fix. That was obviously one of them. But he still wanted some of it to remain bumpy. Just like I said, just to give it more of a natural feel. And I haven't done any forestry up here because forestry doesn't interest me, but I have driven through here, this part anyway, going along this road many times. Because, oh, and I've walked through here. In fact, I've walked through here more than I've driven. But the swamp area, which was another one of Bert's ideas, we was going to have it so there'd be dead trees in there so that you could harvest, but I never got around to doing the dead trees. And if I get the time, I'll throw them in before FS17 comes out, but I need to stay out of the editor in this map. But I have, by doing this video, I can watch back and see the things that I've pointed out and go and make the changes when the other map's done. But for now, all I'll be doing is playing this map and working on the other one. This map will not see the editor for a while now. And I know quite a few people will probably be thinking, yep, not going to be a thing. It'll be in the editor before the end of the week, because that's something I tend to do, is say I'm not going to do it and then I go and do it anyway. But the other map has so much things I need to change. I mean, version 1 is practically done, it just needs testing. But it's the second version which I'm doing, or need to be working on, that will have the changes that I had planned. So what I will do is, I think, drive back to the farm and then call it a video. And light up my cigarette again. Because I'm not coughing enough as it is. But it's really hot in here today. The kids had turned the heating up and I hadn't known. Because on my staircase I have a dial that you can turn to turn the heating up or down, and they turned the dial up and it was on full. And we'd all had an early night, but the eldest one, I presume it was the eldest one anyway, decided it wasn't warm enough upstairs. So yeah, I woke up sweating, and that was the reason why I woke up and got onto GTA 5. Otherwise I'd probably still be asleep and this video wouldn't have happened. It'd have been after the kids went back to school, because they broke up now. Or one of them has anyway. So we'll just put into the farm and end it. and I'm, like I said before, I might do a video maybe the end of towards the end of the year, when it's autumn time in my current playthrough, when I've got a lot more things that I need to do, when I'm doing the last cut of grass and I've got my fields to harvest. But until then, I guess it's one last big thank you to everyone that I've mentioned in the video, and obviously Bert is included in all of those, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will speak to you all again sometime soon. See you all.